they will absorb by themselves. So that 1000 megawatt EPC power, solar power will come, and 1000 will come from the Neyveli or from this JV. So with additional 2000 megawatts in the daytime, and with our own PP of 2000 megawatts for that cycle which we had, I think Assam will be in a better position for the power during the daytime. So these will also bring investment of 5,000 crores to Assam through Neyveli Road, and of course through Government of India. What I am saying, for the next 1,000 we are going to get another 4,000 crore. So 10,000 crore investment in solar power, 2 gigabytes of power, 2,000 megawatts. So it's a big deal if we say from the state of Assam points of view. It may not be big deal when we think about Karnataka, we think about Gujarat, because they are already a engine of growth. These are already big state. But from the point of view from Assam, 2 gigabytes of solar power to the Prime Minister dream. He is dreaming of 500 gigabytes of power, that's 50,000 megawatts. So out of 50,000, if Assam can contribute even 5,000, I think it's a big deal, but that is up to 2035. We have already our own generation of solar power, around 200 megawatts. 2,000 is coming, so we'll be 2,200 in next 3 to 4 hours. I think that will be a big contribution from Northeast towards fulfilling vision of Prime Minister, that because all these powers will be green power. Now, why our power demand is picking up? So these are not isolated events. For the first time in this financial year, Assam's gross domestic product GDP will cross 5 lakhs crore. So this will be another milestone which we are going to achieve in this year. Our own budget expenditure has gone now beyond 1 lakhs rupees. So all these milestones we achieve in this year. Over and above, now farmers know that they can sell rice through MSP. Industry knows that there is a big policy shift is there. There are a lot of incentive in investing Assam. So 2022, and in 2022 we are not thinking of 2032. So that is the biggest issue with the state like Assam. So just now we are discussing in car with Paula Joshiji. He said whatever the political equation, somebody will come, somebody will go. But in state like Karnataka, bureaucrats start thinking about 20 years future, right from today. So in Karnataka, bureaucracy has already started thinking that what will be scenario in 2042. But we are probably thinking up maximum up to 2025 or 26. I think our thinking process need now paradigm shift. We need to visualize Assam. We are talking about Act East policy. We are talking about bringing closer to Southeast Asian countries. Suppose all these happen, are we ready to take up the challenges? Ready to take up the changing situation? Do we have hotel? Do we have electricity? Do we have power? Do we have land banks? I mean, we are in absolutely, we are not there. Ami usor kunuture usorot nai. So aji Numoligore industry koribo kuise. Today we are thinking the land ahibo lage, power ahibo lage, but we are not thinking 5 years down the line. They will have an expansion plan where from electricity will come. So now Jugi Grupa we have started multi-logistic park. But if all the industry comes there, whether power will be available or there or not. Because if you are going to draw power with 12 rupee cost, then Assam economy will break. It will not able to survive. I think this initiative is a futuristic project, this 1000 megawatt projects. And I think Assam should start thinking in futuristic line, because we are the gateway for the Northeast. And if all these things happen according to our PM's vision, then we will be the gateway of India for the Southeast Asian countries. So I think we should think in a futuristic line. Now, I have why I am elaborating little bit of background. In order to meet Assam growing power demand, at least in peak hour, we need solid at least 1,000 to 1,500 megawatts new power projects in Assam. We don't have coal to generate that kind of power. We don't have hydel potential. Now what to do? Only two options remain, that by having more and more production from Margherita, we can think of setting up 1,000 megawatts thermal plant, because gas is a issue, and all these gas projects we are thinking of, all these 100 megawatts. So now Assam needs 1,000 to 1,500 megawatts of solid power. It is not bit by bit. We need a constant and solid source. Otherwise we have to go back to the 12 rupees norms. So whether we can increase production in Margherita and then we can set up a thermal project, or if that is not possible, whether we can go out of Assam, take a coal field and develop a 1,000 megawatt of power, because transporting coal back to Assam is a problem. Lot of cost is involved, but transporting power is nothing because central grid is there. So instead of bringing coal to Assam, we can bring power to Assam. So I have made a request to Honorable Minister Coal that we can think of jointly working with Ney Valley further for setting up another 1,000 megawatts of thermal plant either in Assam or outside Assam in the same JV concept, and APDCL is ready to sign the PPA, and we are going to we are going to purchase the entire power. So my request to both Rakesh ji from Ney Valley and of course to our Honorable Minister of Power to explore that option also, so that we can think of having adequate power at least for next 10 years. Green power will get during daytime will not be an issue, but we need to meet our peak hour demands. Having said that, today is a very, very important occasion. It's a 5,000 crore investment. From the investment point of view, it's 1,000 megawatts of power, and it is all about green power and a small little humble contribution towards the objective of Prime Minister in reducing fossil-based power and increase green power by 2035. I'd like to offer my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to Honorable Minister Sri Paula Joshiji for coming all the way to Guwahati. He has come only for this region. আপোনালোকে জানে যে এজন সংসদীয় পৰিক্ৰমা মন্ত্ৰী, when parliament is on session, it is next to impossible for him to visit any place, even not to his home constituency. And particularly during Modiji's era, where he takes parliament so seriously, it is next to impossible. I think I have not seen face of my MP in Assam for last 20-25 days. They are not allowed to come to the state. Only when I go to Delhi, I meet them. So they are like a schoolboy. They say, Dada, we have to go on time. We have to come back on time. So on this critical time, Paula Joshiji has spared his time. He came all the way. Of course, I need to mention it. I mentioned it earlier in Margherita. Margherita, Coal India was also in verge of complete closure. Because you know that we have quality coal, but we did not have the quantity. And it was not very lucrative for Coal India. So when for some reason Forest Department closed down the mines, in fact Coal India feel happy. They were of the view that now at least we don't have to run a parallel establishment. Officially they said they are sad, but unofficially they said chalo ek mushkil hath se chala gaya. Lekin when we started the government, I emphasized to Paula Joshiji that look, this is not about quantity, this is all about livelihood and the future of the area. Margherita was, a lot of people face unemployment because of shutting down of coal operation, because it is very easy to give comment from Guwahati and from Delhi, but people who are in field for generation, they are dependent on livelihood. For them it was a big shock. Margherita was going almost, they were under tremendous economic stress. When I last time went for election campaign, all across, right from the professor of the college to the people in the pan shop, they had only one request to me that please revive the Coal India again. So I met Paula Joshiji, he put lot of his effort, and because of his effort we could restart the operation of Coal India. For that also, when I request Paula Joshiji, he accommodated his busy schedule, he went up to Margherita, got that inaugurated, and today also he spared his valuable moment for Assam. So I'd like to offer our deep gratitude to Sri Paula Joshiji and also gratefulness for that contribution to the Chief Minister Relief Fund. মই APDCL সকলোকে আমাৰ শক্তি মন্ত্ৰী নন্দিতা গাৰ্লুছা আৰু on your own আৰু 1000 megawatt with Ney Valley. I think never in the history of APDCL such exciting moment is there before them. মই সৰুৰ পৰা জানা 50 megawatt, 25 megawatt, 100 megawatt, 5 megawatt. I'd like to just put a line here to Paula Joshiji. The last 1 year we have seen tremendous improvement in our power sector. All the three companies turned around, they made good profit. Commercial and transmission loss has come down to 16%. We are committed to bringing down to whatever we bill, we realize.